The Lead on Purpose podcast is sponsored by NZ Mortgages. Learn more at nzmortgages.co.nz. Would you like to transform your life in just 6 months? Well, I'm going to share with you the exact 7 habits that the highest performers in business, sport, philanthropy, these are the 7 habits that they embrace, that they live by. I have studied, coached, interviewed, trained some of the highest performers on the planet, from prime ministers to presidents of Fortune 500 companies, to people, the best of the best in sport, to running small companies, large corporates, the lot. But put all that aside and just remember they're all human like you and I. And these 7 habits are at the crux of what make them great. I like to help great people like you go from great to greatest. So I'm going to share with you 7 really, really powerful habits. Please write them down. Please think about which one needs your most attention. First, get radically clear. That's the first habit. People who are great at what they do, in fact, the people who are the greatest at what they do, the best photographers, the best interviewers, the best artists, the best leaders, they are radically clear on where they're headed and what success looks like. They have it written down. They can visualize it. They can tell others about it. So how clear are you on what you want? Most people who come to me and want to work with me struggle to tell me exactly what it is they want. What number do you want in your bank account? I'm not sure. What's the top accomplishment in your industry? When will you win it by? Oh, I'm not sure. What does success look like? And this is the thing they hum and ha over. I want you to get really clear, get radically clear. That's step number 1. First habit, get radically clear on what it is you want, what success looks like. Second, you got to supercharge your BS belief systems. The highest performers that I've ever worked with are really clear on what good self-belief looks like. You're either self-building or self-beating. You don't want to beat yourself up. You're not going to get the results you want. You want to build yourself up. And that happens through BS, belief systems, rewiring your belief system. So if you're after a big goal, $1 billion, new job, new relationship, amazing body, whatever it is you're after, gold medal at the Olympics, you get really clear, number 1. You've got radically clear on what it is. Second, you have to supercharge your belief systems to set you up for success. I can do this. I will do this. I've recently interviewed 2 current Olympic gold medalists. Separate interviews, separate days. First question, do you think at the next Olympics in Los Angeles that you will win? Instantaneously, without a delay, yes, I'm going to win it. They believe in their body, in every cell, they will and can win. That's the level of belief that you need to have with your goals. Can you do the thing? Yes, you can. Will you do it? Yes, you will. So that's the second habit, is supercharging your BS. Third, lead your life on purpose. That's what I'm all about, talking to people who have led their life on purpose. You know, from Brandon Steiner, who grew up in the Bronx with a solo mom. He had a job when he was 7 or 8 delivering newspapers, to buying the New York Yankee Stadium. Right, this guy went from nothing to buying the Yankee Stadium. That to me is a sign that he led his life on purpose. I recently had Simon Sinek's EA. For those that don't know, Simon Sinek wrote the book Start With Why. It's all about purpose. I had his EA of 10 years in the studio, and we were chatting, and purpose just ran through everything she did, everything he did. The people that I meet that are at the greatest have a reason why they do what they do. Yours might be to prove someone wrong. Yours might be to prove someone right. Yours might be to look after your family. You're doing it for your kids. It could be your community. It could be something that keeps you up at night, something that annoys you, makes you cry, gets you angry. But people who are the greatest at what they do have a deep purpose around what and why they do the thing they do. So are you clear? Are you leading with purpose? That's the third habit. Number 4, multiply your motivation. People who get after it have massive energy levels. They get after it. They're super excited. They keep going. They're persistent. They're obsessed. You've got to multiply your motivation. And guess what? That's a you thing. People who say, I'm too tired, I can't be bothered, that's on them. It's a decision to get up, be full of energy and excited to pursue a goal. And to do that for a day, a week, a month, a year, a decade, multiple decades. The greatest are pursuing time after time after time. They don't stop. So you need to be committed to the long game. I don't work with short game players. Short game players look for shortcuts. I only work with long game players, people who are willing to play the long game patiently, persistently, and passionately. So get really clear. That's a very clear habit. You've got to multiply your motivation, and that comes down to you. That's your responsibility. One great way to multiply your motivation is to actually look at your physiology. Are you setting yourself up for success? We have all these different endorphins and hormones that will make us feel motivated or tired. So certain simple things like good sleep, good nutrition, managing your emotional state through breath work, meditation, therapy, those things are really crucial if you want to multiply your motivation towards your big, badass goals. Okay, number 5, do the work. You heard it here first. Do the work. You got to do the mahi. Get out there. Build the reps. Get into the arena. You can't hypothesize about it. You can't just read books about it. You can't go and just do courses about it. You've got to do the thing. Get on stage, speak. Get in Zoom. If you can't get on a stage, get on a Zoom stage. Write the book. Write the first page. Write the second page. Write the third page. Write the first paragraph of the fourth chapter. You've got to do the work. Get to the gym if you're physically getting after something. You've got to put yourself out there. So do the work. Nobody's ever become great by sitting in their bedroom thinking about it. You cannot manifest greatness. You might think about it, but to manifest it, bring it into your life, you've actually got to move towards it and do the work. I'm a big believer in do the repetitions. When I won my first world solo championship in the juvenile grade, I was practicing so damn hard. In my mind, I believed I could do it, but I was doing the work day in, day out, hours upon hours upon hours. When most of my mates were out playing and having fun, I was doing the work. Sometimes, hands were bleeding, RSI in my arms. Yeah, it was painful at times, but was it worth it? Hell yes. Okay, habit number 7. Focus on your priorities. I get so many people tell me, I'm busy. I'm too busy. I say, well, no. Show me a busy person, and what I'll do is I'll pull the curtain from behind their mind, and I'll show you a person who has no priorities. They have a to-do list of things they got to do, and everything's important. High performers are really clear on what matters most. I always say, what's your WMI? What's most important? Most people have a different WMI. What's most imminent? The next thing, the shiny object, the email that comes in, the call that comes in, that becomes their most important focus. The highest performers in sport and business get really clear on WMI, what's most important. They stick to it like glue and they get after it. So get really clear on what your priorities are every day. The one thing I ask my clients to do is define on a daily basis your MVP, your most valued priority. What's the one thing, not plural, one thing that you need to double down on today? I'm about to share with you the very last habit. This is crucial. When this habit is missing, people don't get the results they want. They fall flat. They lose the goal. They lose the money. They lose the relationship. Whatever it might be, they don't get to the end of their summit. They don't reach the top of their Everest, or I like to call it El Capitan. They don't get to the top of their El Cap. Why? This last one is missing. Before I share it with you, please, if this has been helpful in helping you understand what the habits of high performers are, please share this with one other person. I would love you if you did that. Okay, last but not least, the last habit of high performers is this: take no shortcuts. That's it. Take no shortcuts. Look for the hill. Take the stairs. Go the long way around. Ask 50 questions rather than go to ChatGPT and ask one. Get curious. Take no shortcuts. Have a plan. Stick to the plan. Don't look for these little quick wins. Look for what's going to be the hardest way. Why? That's where you'll learn the most. Kobe Bryant didn't take the shortcut to become one of the world's greatest basketball players. Was he the most talented? No. Proof is in the pudding. People could tell he's not the most talented. Was he the hardest working? Yes. That's why he became arguably one of the greatest of all time. If you want to be a high performer or take your performance to the next level, please go back through those habits, write them out. Don't delegate them to a large language model like ChatGPT. Write them out with your hand, in your handwriting. Look at them, assess them, ask yourself which one most needs my focus. Please let me know what you're doing in your life with your high performance goals. I would love to know. I want you to get out there and lead your life on purpose. The Lead on Purpose podcast is sponsored by NZ Mortgages. Learn more at nzmortgages.co.nz.